Initially for us, not having a connection to the bow or the stern or nothing, the ship was at the peril of the sea. And what she ended up doing was almost going beam on to the swell. With that, she suffered quite a bit. For the tugboat to get in a position where she was to tow, a lot of precise navigation had to take place for that vessel to get there. A big milestone for us is to get a tow connection. Once you have a tow connection set up and connected to a tug, you can do quite a bit. Initially we're going to try and get power on board, so we've got lighting to the rest of the ship, and then we'll commence pumping. Thereafter we should start taking some load of cargo, and primarily we're concentrating on the engine room today. It's quite a big priority for us to make sure we get all the oil out from the lower part of the engine room to the high area, so that's quite a big threat with the upcoming storm. With the swell coming in, we managed to swing the bow around. Once we had the bow basically pointing to seaward, obviously the sharp end of the vessel, she suffered quite a less impact than what she would beam on. A lot of pressure to get the vessel from that position out of sea where we could do something further. We went through 2-3 cold fronts and it hammered the vessel. She took a lot of strain, she suffered quite a bit of damage, and over time, progressively, she would have become worse. So for us, as soon as possible was the crux of it, to get her off and take her to deeper water where we could do something further with her.
This morning we chop it out. Conditions were pretty ropey. The swell started picking up, and they started to put pressure on the line, and we could actually see how the vessel was moving around. And yeah, for probably half an hour we were hammering, deck just underwater the whole time. Next thing, all the guys are getting hugely excited, and we turn around and we've actually moved off. She came off very smoothly. Then we started towing out, still hammering a bit, but yeah, very exciting.
It all started last night with the swell picked up, and that's what we needed to refloat the ship. The tide was on the falling tide, so we were losing height in terms of tide, but the swell was increasing, and that's what we wanted. As the swell picked up, it started coming underneath the vessel and helping us to give us that lift, which is what helped us to move a bit forward with the tug connected. Smit Amandla did really well today. She maintained a good steady tow, and with her in conjunction with the swell, it all just worked out and panned out perfectly for us. But the story doesn't end here. We still got a ship out there. The early hours of this morning, at about 0400, we received information from the Smit Amandla that the Kiani Satu had sunk. And again, this was on her own accord. She was taking a lot of water, and the Smit Amandla managed to safely disconnect without any issues, and there was no sight of any oil or any hazard to the environment. So whatever we contained within the vessel has gone down with her. I think a big relief for everyone, ourselves, the South African authorities, and the people who stay in Buffalo's Bay, I think. But I must add, there was a lot of effort, not just on board, but you look at the shore support in terms of the cleaning up of the beaches, all the wildlife, the effort that went into that. I think that was also a job well done.